Jay has been a real estate agent for 27 years, long time. In that time, he has sold 1,300 homes in Nashville, Tennessee. Interesting point of, just a point of interest. Before becoming one of the top agents around in America, Jay was, and he'll forgive me for saying this because he actually did tell me this, a failed country and western star. The way he put it last night, he was, man, you know, back in the day when I was playing, there were only one or two types of guys. You either made it or you were some guy in a bar. I was just a guy in a bar. I'm still jealous of you, Jay. I want to play the guitar one day when I'm all grown up. Jay joined RE/MAX at some point in his career. He went on to become one of the top-selling RE/MAX agents. He was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at RE/MAX. Jay, I have no idea what that is, but it sounds pretty impressive to me. No one's ever given me a Lifetime Achievement Award. He was with RE/MAX for 17 years, married to the lovely Ashley. Ashley comes from a real estate family. Ashley's family actually owned one of the largest, most successful Century 21 franchises in America. She got a real estate license in 2005, so 20 years odd. She is the author, a best-selling author. I'm presuming you need to tell us about your book, Ashley. Is it a real estate book? She is a mother of 5. And you're not going to believe this, she's a grandmother of 1, which is very impressive. And it is such a pleasure to have you guys here. 7 years ago, they were with RE/MAX. I think you were the RE/MAX franchise holders in Nashville, Tennessee. Well, you can correct that once you get up if that's wrong. But a friend of theirs who was a brand new agent said, hey, I want you to watch this video, like the model explained. And in Jay's words, he said, I said to the guy, man, we love you, but there's nothing you can show me that I haven't already spent $1 million on. So the guy was obviously quite persistent. So in the end, Jay and Ashley sit down and they watch that damn video, you know, like somebody being that persistent with you. So they watch the video, and I want to quote to you, I've actually got this from something I read on the interwebs. This is what Ashley says about that day. We paused the video halfway through and we said to each other, we are leaving RE/MAX and we are doing this. This model has that impact on some people. They just see it and they know it. We've got to move. We filled out the application that very night. We were able to come to such a quick decision because eXp Realty solved the challenges of owning our own brokerage while allowing us to do all of the things we loved about owning our own brokerage. That is a profound statement. And it enabled us to be able to do so on a global scale. So they joined in 2017. They are now in the top 2% of selling agents. 4-year icon agents in a row. They've got a massive selling record, but also have built a revenue share team of about 2,000 agents in their revenue share team throughout America and some overseas. We are hugely grateful that you've come all the way from Nashville, Tennessee to spend time with us. They kind of live half between Nashville and half Puerto Rico. They're amazing people, and I haven't even told you the best part. They have got a very, very moving story to tell. I'm going to cry now, Ash. I've been praying for you every single day for 6 months. I told Ash I've probably missed 5 days in 6 months that I've prayed for her. She said, that's strange because I've had 5 terrible days in the last 6 months. She was just joking with me. Ladies and gentlemen, please give Jay and Ashley Nelson a round of applause.
Yo, are we live yet? Let's get it. We're about to get crazy. I want everybody to find somebody you don't know. Give them a high five and a hug right now. Let's do it.
Give them a high five and say, I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here.
It's going to be good, guys. We're going to have fun today.
Gonna do some dancing?
I just wanted to play a rock and roll song to get this place going. Come on, in a church. In a church.
All right, we are so thankful to be here. I am very emotional today. I'm already crying. Stephen had me crying in the back already, but multiple times today because I just feel so honored to be here. I mean, for us to be asked to fly thousands of miles and be here to share our story with all of you, that's an honor and a blessing. So thank you for hosting us and having us in your wonderful city and country. So I'm a big believer in a term that I call forced fun. Has anybody heard of forced fun before? Okay, so a lot of times, we don't really want to do something, but then when we just force ourselves to do it, well, hey, it was a lot of fun. So sometimes I do little silly things, and I even do this to myself. I'll be upstairs sometimes, and Jay will hear me making myself do an attitude check. Okay, so this is called attitude check. I'm gonna yell, attitude check. Let's go ahead and stand up. Everybody stand up.
She makes me do this when I have a bad attitude, guys, just so you know.
Okay, so I'm gonna say attitude check, and you're gonna say, I feel great. Oh, I feel so great. Okay, that's one option, okay? The other option is, yeah. I like to do yeah. So I go, yeah, and Jay goes, okay? Whichever one. So it's, I feel great. Oh, I feel so great. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Here we go.
Attitude check.
I feel great. Oh, I feel so great. Yeah, it felt good, right? South Africa, Cape Town, this is amazing. We are having a blast in your town. Thanks for being so hot. The hospitality, the people, we are loving this.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the big C. The big C, what is that? Let's see. In real estate, there is a lot of C's, a lot of words that start with C, Jay.
I mean, you guys have all done all this, right? I mean, this is part of what we do every day. I mean, 27 years I've been running around Nashville, I'm kind of a crazy guy anyway, so real estate kind of fit but all of these things we all do, right? And we do them really hard because I always tell people, especially people that have never sold any houses, or they come to me and they say, hey, Jay, I see you on social media, you and Ashley, and I want to do real estate. And the first thing I say is, you know what? What's your work ethic on a scale from 1 to 10? And I stop them before they give me the number. And I say, wait a minute. Listen, if it's below an 8 or a 9, please don't go out here and make this painful on yourself, because there's too many people. I would say 99% of the people in this room have the work ethic that it takes, or you wouldn't have taken the time to be here. So I want to applaud you for taking the time to come here today and learn, because you have the work ethic. But we've all done these things to be successful in our businesses. Thank you. Thank you. It is hard work, right?
So none of those things are what we're actually going to talk about today. So I say this phrase.
Can I give a disclaimer on this photo? How many of y'all are building a YouTube channel? Anybody? Okay, we need to change that. We need to have most of y'all doing it. But when you're doing a YouTube channel, they tell you to create those thumbnails. And that was the crazy, stupid picture we took for a thumbnail for YouTube.
So we did all these photos, and they're all pretty ridiculous. And we really haven't built YouTube yet. So I just have a bunch of photos. So I was like, hey, we can use it. So life is a lot. That's just a fact, okay? There are so many things. Today, we're going to be a little bit all over the place. Me and Jay are kind of all over the place people. Somebody asked us this morning, did you get up early and prepare? And I was like, no. Somebody, last night going into our room, somebody else said, oh, did you, I said, oh, I got the slides ready. And she's like, wait, you just got your slides ready? Yes, I did. So we're a little bit all over the place. But part of that is because we don't just believe business is business. We believe
Amen.
Life is all of it. Personal's business, business is personal, and Jay is huge on that right there. Because we believe that if you lead with your heart, everything else will follow. You know what? Today's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Jay is the love of my life. We are crazy in love. We've been married for 12 years, and we love each other more every single day. But Valentine's, you know what? We love all of you. I feel like I'm a Valentine every day. I know we are in a church, and I'm going to share a little bit of our faith. I'm a daughter of the King. I'm a daughter of the Lord.
Amen.
And you know what? He loves me, and he loves every single one of you. So every day is Valentine's Day. But all of you husbands out there, do not mistake that. Make Valentine's special. Don't be like, that's what Jay tries to pull every year. Oh, but you're my Valentine every day. And I'm like, no, step it up, buddy. I need you to do something. So life is a lot. Jay, talk about that a little bit, because I have to calm him down a lot.
You know, going back to a little bit about like our trajectory, because we're all real estate agents. You know, I was the agent on the hamster wheel. You know, like, and I actually kind of enjoyed a little bit of the hamster wheel because I'm kind of a hamster wheel kind of guy. But you know, going out and selling houses at RE/MAX for 17 years. You know, that's it gets to be a grind because that was my only income stream. And, you know, when by the way, how about Steve's presentation a minute ago? Oh my gosh. We've been at EXP a long time. I wanted to rejoin right there. I'm like, yeah, go on, where you at? But you know, Glenn, who's sitting right here, he's a very humble man. And the very first time we met Glenn, you know, because I have a lot of deficiencies because I'm kind of crazy. But one thing I feel like I'm good is reading somebody's heart. And I remember sitting down with Glenn. I remember meeting him for the first time, and we weren't unhappy at RE/MAX. But I remember meeting him, and I remember sitting at that table with you. And when you got up, I said, you know what? That guy cares about other people more than he cares about himself. That's what EXP was created for you.
And we said, we want to be a part of that.
You want me to click for you?
No, because you won't know when it needs to be clicked. Okay, so we're going to talk about our personal big C. So 2 years ago, actually this month, I woke up in the middle of the night, and the only way to describe it is entire torso pain. There was nothing identifiable. I was in so much pain. I could not be still. I was kicking my legs. We didn't know what was going on. So Jay took me to the emergency room. They didn't know what was going on. They pumped me full of all these medicines and then sent us home. Well, about an hour after being at home, it came on again. So we go back to the emergency room. Then at that point, they do some scans. And they said, well, we have no idea what's wrong with you. There's nothing that shows that would be causing that pain. I know, it was God. That's who it was, saying, you need to find out about something. And they said, but on the scan, we do see a spot on your left kidney. So you need to go see a urologist. And we were just kind of like, okay. They didn't make it sound too scary. We didn't really know what was going on. So we go to the doctor, do additional scans, end up having to do a biopsy because I had a tumor in my left kidney. And where it was, I was only 44 at the time, just turned 44. They would have to remove my entire kidney. And the doctor said, I just don't feel okay doing that at 44 when we don't even know. So we did a biopsy. I had massive complications. I had what's called a pseudoaneurysm. And then it came back, the dreaded word, cancer. Sorry. If you're out there, if you have had or have cancer, and if you don't mind, please stand up. I speak the name of Jesus over you. That is something that is, to be told that news is a lot. You're a little bit stunned. Like, wait, what did you just say? And many times people say, why me? Why me? I'm trying to do good for the world. Why me?
She picked some great pictures there for y'all, just so you know. I don't even know where she got them.
I'm trying to show the real emotion here, okay? And that's really actually how I felt. I mean, it was like, at first I couldn't even speak, not even just about EXP or just life in general. Like, I had a hard time speaking because I was just so trying to take it in and process it. But then one day I said, you know what? There's other people going through this. And also, I need people praying for me. Thank you. And thank you, everybody else who has done that. And so I said, I'm going to be out about it. I'm going to be loud about it. I want people praying for me. I want other people to know you can go through this, and you can go through this gracefully, and you can be strong, and you can be brave. And I've had a wonderful support right here.
Love you, babe. Love you. I want to just say something on, when you go through something like this and, you are used to just putting in 80 hours a week and you're just grinding and grinding and grinding. And then you're able to take a step back because of a model that's allowed you to be able to build something for other people where you're mentoring and pouring forward your knowledge. Because at EXP, and Steve hit it out of the park, being at RE/MAX for 17 years, it's funny because when I got that award he was talking about, I was like, it's a trophy, but they didn't give me anything to be able to, step out of production for the amount of time we had to do. There was no stock, there was no revenue share. They just give me a trophy. And that, to me, that's the old way of Now, I am 100% about recognition. When somebody, I feel like when you sell your first house, that's a big freaking deal. Can I ask anybody?
That's a big deal.
I want to ask this. If you sold your first house in the last 6 months, will you stand up? If you sold your very first house, congratulations. Congratulations. Let me tell you something. We talk about, and we're going to be bouncing around here. We talk about, all these people that you're the biggest. I always tell people, don't be the biggest, be the best. Like, you got to focus on that client that's sitting in front of you. That has to be what matters. It can't be a transaction. It's got to be a relationship, right? Because that's how, and part of the parallels as she goes through the story is, I really truly believe this thing we call revenue share, it's no different than selling houses. You have to connect with a client. You have to build a relationship. The same thing applies for how you build EXP, and you build with agents, and you find an agent where they're at in life. and you say, hey, what do you want to do? Because see, my goals and Ashley's goals are not what everybody's got different goals. So I really feel like this model has allowed us to think differently as realtors. But to be able to step out of production and be just focused on my wife during those times, I'm thankful for Glenn for creating the company that allowed that. So thank you, man.
So these last 2 years, I call it my kidney cancer survivor journey. And I said that from the beginning. It is my survivor journey. And it's been tough. I mean, I did have to have my entire left kidney removed. I did have to go through immunotherapy every 3 weeks, which had really terrible side effects. The fatigue and exhaustion was just incredible. Like, I went from somebody that I could get 2 hours of sleep a night and I'm still rocking and rolling to I can almost do nothing. I itched everywhere. I mean, I just wanted to scratch my skin off. It was so itchy. It damaged my only kidney I have. So I now currently have kidney disease. And so it's all a lot. But I started thinking one day, why not me? Why not? Jay early on said, why would God give you this? This isn't fair. And I said, God didn't give me this. Not at all. There's disease. It's the world. There's sin and death and disease in this world. God sustains me through this. There's a verse in the Bible, Paul, while he's in prison, he says, and people, I think, misuse this verse a lot. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. People tend to use that verse as, I can win the Super Bowl if I want to. I can go actually move that mountain if I want to. Paul was in prison. What Paul was saying, I can endure all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's because this is temporary. This is like a flash. This is nothing compared to eternity and what we have waiting for us. And so, why not me? Why not? This happened to me. And what can I do with it? How can I help other people? How can I be a blessing to other people? And God has put so many people in my life. I mean, just a few weeks ago. So we both grew up in Louisiana, in the United States originally. And some of my parents' friends that moved when I was still like in grade school, the wife reached out to me on Facebook Messenger and said, can I talk to you? I was like, sure. I haven't heard from Libby Smith in about 40 years. And we got on a phone call, and her husband was just diagnosed with kidney cancer. And she was just in tears and said, I haven't had anybody to talk to about this. I've never had any experience this. I don't know anybody with it. And so for me to have the blessing just to be on a phone call with her, share my experience, share the dark times, but also the blessings from it to help them through their time has just been incredible. So you know what? I'm good. I'm okay with it because I'm going to take whatever situation I have and use it for the best, not for us, for everybody that we know. So my perspective changed on many things in life. You think, whoa. Sometimes like, whoa, there's a number, there's a date on your time out of here. Well, you know what? There is for everybody. I actually just feel a little blessed to just have had a heightened awareness of that. Because it's like, wait a minute. We all aren't promised the next breath. So what do you do every day when life is a lot? How do you operate? How do you put a smile on? Because you do. My grandmother had 6 children. She needed more room in her house when her kids were little, so she bricked in the garage herself. They did not have a lot of money at all. And I've said before, how did you do it? She said, I just did. You just do it. You just do it. You just take the steps. You keep going, and you smile. So let's talk about a few perspective changes. So we talked about a little bit of why me and what I was just saying about the world. But we can also relate that to real estate and to EXP. A lot of you are saying, why would somebody use me on this $1 million listing? Or rand, or that might not be enough. I don't know the conversion there. But so you might think, why would they use me? Or you might think, I really want to recruit that agent, but why me? Like, I've never sold a house, or I've just been in the business for a couple of years. Why would anybody listen to me? Why not? Like, you know what? I am great. I went to school. I have my real estate license. I'm just as good as anybody else. I'm going to work harder than anybody else. That person may have 10 years experience on me, but they don't have the work ethic that I do. They don't have the positive attitude that I do. So tell yourself, why not me? I mean, if you need to put that on your bathroom mirror, do it.
You know, and what we're trying to say is, like, this is a blessing to be able, because some of you guys are here at EXP, some of you guys are looking at EXP, and the thing I saw so differently about what Glenn's design was, and here's the other thing. Look, there's no such thing as perfect. I tell people all the time, the day you think that what you do is perfect is the day you're moving backwards. See, I believe you're either getting better tomorrow than you were today, or you're getting worse tomorrow than you were today. Because you always need to be getting a little bit better at building relationships, building this business, pouring into agents. One of the things that really resonated with us was this is a way to impact other people, right? It's not about me, it's about we, right? And having 27 years of running all over and selling and writing contracts on the hood of cars in the Target parking lot at 10 o'clock and all the crazy stuff that it took to sell 1,300 houses. It's like when I meet somebody for the first time that's maybe an agent that's getting going or doesn't have they haven't done that, like to be able to pay that forward, to be able to teach, coach, train, partner. And that's what motivates us. People say, well, Jay, why are you here? You know, is it because, because let me tell you, we're very blessed. I mean, to have 1,900 agents and we're helping them, we're connected with them, right? And when we see them do well, it helps us, right? It's alignment. 17 years at RE/MAX, the guy I was never in the office, kind of going back to that.
I didn't know anybody at RE/MAX.
It was who is that? I'm not going to tell you anything I'm doing. Here, this is what's so cool. We don't know a lot of you guys, but you are our partners. When you succeed here in South Africa and you sell a house, it helps the company that Glenn has designed. Our stock does better. We're partners. And I just never felt that way getting a glass trophy from RE/MAX when Glenn gives a stock ownership revenue share for everybody. That's huge, guys. Huge.
So I have heard this from agents. Well, why would that agent listen to me when it comes to recruiting? And let me just do a side note here. I do like the word recruiting. I understand that people do not. I think it's fabulous. I've come from a sports background. I wanted to be recruited. Like, recruiting is a privilege. Like, that's an honor. Wow, you want me? So to me, it's a good thing. But you can say attraction, brokerage building, however you want to say it. I like to say recruiting because to me, that's a positive. So But like Stephen was telling you, our sponsor had never sold a house. He was a brand new real estate agent.
Can I say something on that? It goes back to what I just said. If you don't build relationships with people, see, when Sean came to us, the relationship was built, that we live in this instant world. Everybody wants everything now or yesterday. But here's the deal. The guy that brought EXP to us, see, I look at it different now. I look at it as he blessed us. He said, hey, let's be partners. But it was the relationship that he had built with me over knowing him. That's why we looked. Like, so you really got to think about that, and that's like a big part of what we've done. And one other thing, people build this different ways. There's not a right way and a wrong way. Some people say, hey, look at a video. I like doing live Zooms, and we'll talk a little bit about that because I want to connect. If you guys have ever stood in front of me, I want to connect. I love people. I want to know. I'm looking at some of y'all and I'm wondering, what do you do? Hey, tell me about you, right? And you never know when an impact's going to be made. And I know I'm just kind of riffing here.
Another perspective that changed in my mind is switching the phrase, I have to I get to. So one of the daunting thoughts of when you get diagnosed with cancer is I'm going to have to deal with this for the rest of my life. I'm going to go through scans for the rest of my life. I'm going to, it's always possibly there. So I am stage 3 because it had invaded my major artery. That does not mean it's coming back, but that means it is that possibility. So I started to think, wait a minute, I need a new perspective. My mind needs to change so that I can handle this. And I said, you know what? I get to get scans every 3 months. I said, Jay, you don't know what's going on in there. I'm going to be like on top of it every 3 months. I get to get those scans and know that I'm good. So it's just reframing your thinking. So I want you to change that thinking in the business too. Oh, I have to go recruit an agent. Oh, I have to go put out signs. That's no fun. My grandfather, who I was in real estate originally with, he used to always say, well, you have to be doing something. Might as well smile and do it, whatever it is. Or always doing something at every second of the day. So if that's putting out signs, you tell yourself, I get to go put out signs. I am so pumped. If recruiting, you say, I get to recruit agents because I get to bring them in to the best real estate company in the world.
Yep.
You want to say anything on that? We love our agents. Our agents are not just our agents. They're our actual friends. We do life together. So we're going to go through a few slides and show you how we actually do life together.
This was an event we did at our house in Puerto Rico, and we brought our agents, our partners. I use partner. I don't use any other word but partner. They're our partners. We're incentivized to help them. We're giving back to them. We said, hey, come to our house. We make it personal. It goes down that path.
And we had a ballroom rented, and then COVID hit the day everybody got there. And they said, nope, can't go to the ballroom. So we had to pack everybody in our living room. All right, so we're going to talk about 3 big C's: care, collaboration, and culture. For us, that is what life is about. That's what EXP is about. Second book of the whole Bible, it says, God had created the whole world. He created everything. And he said, it's all good, all good. But then the Lord said, it is not good for man to be not alone, should be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. The second chapter of the entire Bible, written a few thousand years ago, is about people need people. It's not good for us to be alone. During COVID, that was horrible for the entire world. That was horrible for children. That was horrible for college age, us. People need people.
I mean, and it's about building a community. It's about getting those relationships. This is a slide of a friend of ours because, see, I love connection in, like when I'm building a business, I look at, we always tell people, do events, do client appreciation parties, you know, or do Christmas parties. This is one of our agents. He had never done a Christmas party. And I said, why not? You know, you invite everybody you know, and a lot of people are busy during Christmas. Everybody does Christmas pretty big here, right? Christmas big, right? And so it's a chance. And he invited all his past clients, all his friends, and he's connecting with everybody, all his people that are at EXP. And we went up and supported him.
Because he was very nervous. He had never thrown any kind of party before. And he is, I would say, like the opposite personality as Jay. He's very calm, methodical. He is an awesome agent in a totally different way. Different personalities can rock this business, by the way. And so we wanted to be there to support him. So we drove 8 hours just to go to his Christmas party.
And yeah, I want you to tell about this. This is cool.
Then, whenever I got diagnosed and started going through all this, do they have send out cards here? Do y'all know what send out cards?
Do y'all have send out cards? Where you're sending out, does anybody know what send out cards is?
They may not have it here, I don't know.
Okay, y'all don't, it's pretty cool. There's gotta be some type of a similar system. This is about selling houses and building agents because this is a little key to, look, you go sell a house to somebody, right? And then look on when people put stuff up on Facebook, this should change. If y'all take what I'm about to say, you're going to sell 30% more houses than you sold last year off of this one thing I'm about to tell you. So don't miss this. See, people put stuff up on Facebook all the time. All your clients, all your friends, these are people you want to sell to, right? Okay? And they put a picture of their grandkids or they want a sporting event. See, here's the thing. Most people like it, and that's cool. That's all right. You know, everybody likes it. 100 people like it or 60 people. But who sends them a card and a brownie saying, hey, man, or hey, ma'am, we saw your daughter graduate from high school. Man, can't believe it. I remember when she was this little, Jay and Ashley Nelson. That's what it's about, creating impact. And I was talking about the other night, and I kind of got lost on being at your place last night. But there was a guy there, and he was the waiter. And I just felt an energy with him. And I was like, man, this is a good dude. He's got a smile on his face. And energy is transferred, guys. If your energy is not in a positive, like when I meet you guys, I'm probably going to high five you or hug you or something like that. And I want to know what you're doing. So please come find us the next couple of days. But when I met him, I was like, just felt it. And I zoned in on him and I'm like, okay, I love your energy. I love your passion. Tell me about you. Who are you? And the young man, he was impressive. He's in his last year of engineering school, and he built that business of catering business. And you know what's funny is he's pouring the wine. I actually had a headache because I had a couple too many glasses last night. So I moved a little slower. But as he was pouring the champagne for me, I go, bro, that's what I did. I said, I was just like you. I was waiting in a restaurant trying to be a country music star, and we were kind of sitting there, and I'm showing him my poor techniques. You know, we all come from different places. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody in here hasn't had struggles. Ashley's telling you about her struggles, right? You know, I wanted to be a big country music guy. I was singing in a bar, like he said, and it never worked for me. I got into real estate. And, you know, you're going to have struggles. It's how you handle them, what you're facing. I believe that your biggest moments are not on top of the mountain. It's when you're in the valley. If you got something that's hard right now that you're dealing with, maybe your business. People are telling me, you know, Nashville and the U.S., it's going good, but it's, you know, it's got little bumps and things. And I'm telling you, you're defined in your hardest times. The definition of who you are as a person is what do you do and how do you react in bad situations and to make yourself get out of those and help other people too. So, use these types of things to build your business, whether it's bringing on agents or selling houses. It's the same thing, guys.
So I started getting all of these cards in the mail with our pictures on it. And I'm like, what is going on here? From all these people I did not know. And so then I started.
Powerful.
Yeah, then I was able to see, I don't know, if somebody had a phone number or something. I saw like an area code. I guess I saw the zip code. So I looked up where that is. Well, it was from Lima, Ohio, which the gentleman in the picture, the Christmas party, that was Lima, Ohio. He went to his business networking group and shared what we were going through. And every single person in that group, not with EXP, all different types of careers, took the time to send me cards.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that amazing?
That's pretty cool.
Okay. Another one of the C's is collaboration. We do weekly Zooms with our agents. Jay, go through, tell the ones that you do.
I mean, here's the thing. I've said this 100 times. I'm going to say it again. I want to connect. And so I like live Zooms. And I was talking to a few of these amazing agents that are now our friends for life yesterday. And it seemed like I was telling everybody the same thing because I'm so passionate about it. Does everybody do Zoom here? Everybody do a little
Or
Zoom?
Google Meet, like one of those, a webinar.
Google Meets and stuff like that. I always tell people when you're on those, and maybe you got, like last night, the time difference is so different. We do a training on sales. And on the Zoom last night, we had 104 agents on that Zoom. And the key to the Zoom is engaging, I'm moderating, but I'm engaging other people. So on the Zoom, if you took this room right here, and we do them live, okay? So you got 104 people, right? Okay, I'm going to be saying, James, maybe you have a problem in your business, ma'am. Like, maybe you're not selling as many as you want to sell, or you need to sell some more. And James is crushing it. You might bring up an issue on that Zoom, and I'm like, hey, I get it. I've been there. Hey, James is doing some really cool stuff with that. James, can you help solve a problem? So to me, as you're building EXP, if you're going to build a big organization, okay, as you're building EXP and you get on a group thing, your objective is how many other people can I tap into their energy and their expertise? Because see, I realized, yes, I sold a lot of houses, but I don't know everything. I've been taught some things in these Zooms that we do. And as you're building your organizations, you need to be doing, find a partner, whatever it is. Maybe you don't want to lead it. Maybe Steve's doing the lives. And y'all are connecting with the agents, and that's in turn building your business and building those relationships where they're actually friends. We have 1,900 friends, and that's what's so critical. And we're consistent. Going back to the C's that Ashley brought up, and we're almost done, guys. But it's about consistency. It's about creating something. We don't have to tell them when these Zooms are.
We do not miss those.
We never miss them.
Our brokerage building Zoom was the day we got here. So we were at, I think it's called Victoria's Wharf. We were at that mall. And so we just sat on a bench in the mall on our phone, leading that Zoom, leading that training. Because our agents know Jay will be there, that one, we will be there. They know it and they can count on it. So commitment and consistency is huge. Yep.
This is one. I mean, we get to the point where we're building something bigger than just a real estate company, right? When Ashley was in, getting her surgery, we didn't even know this took place. But we do so many Zooms with our group that they got a group together outside of us going in for the surgery, and they all got on there and prayed for Ashley in the surgery. And it's
incredible.
It kind of goes back to, if you're a person that says business is business and personal is personal, we're not going to align. I'm so sorry. We're not going to align because I don't do that. We're going to lead with the heart. That's what this whole thing was about. You've got to put your heart in your business. And that's what this is all about. This is when we were at a regional. We're starting these regionals. And
that was shareholders. That was actually when I was having the surgery.
Go ahead, babe.
So we also, culture is the other C. Providing a culture of we love you, we want you here, we're invested in each other, we share with each other. So everybody was just praying for me there. Part of what we do for culture, we go on a cruise with our agents. We don't do any planning. We say, here's the cruise we're going on.
We go on the cheapest cruise we can find.
Here's an Expedia link, book it. And people book it. We don't even get a room for a banquet. We've been on enough cruises. We know 8:30 in the morning, nobody's in that piano bar. So we say mastermind in the piano bar at 8:30 to 10. And then the rest of the time, we just have fun. We go on the water slides. That's called forced fun. Last year, some of the agents didn't want to do the water slide, but they did it.
Ashley makes you forced fun.
They loved it.
You know, I want to talk about this, and as we're sitting back here, and we're about to wrap this up, guys, but as we're sitting back here and seeing this amazing stage, oh my goodness, I didn't even know we were, wow, y'all had to look at that the whole time. You know, I just blocked this side out. She looks great.
Oh, that's a handsome man.
But, you know, it's funny because we're sitting back there and we're like, look at this production, look at this. But here's the thing. As much as I love this production, and it's beautiful, but here's why you're in this seat is the connection. That's a very small little stage. We put on a little thing. Look, create your own environment. You want to create a sticky business, whether it's in production or build an attraction, you better be creating something that is you including other people. We did an event called a regional rally, and you know, it's kind of a downsized version of what we did here, where we recognize everyone. Y'all notice I said, hey, who sold their first house? Let me tell you what, don't ever make me not pay attention to the person that sold their first house. Oh, I don't care if you sold 300 houses. That matters to me. And I'll tell you something, ma'am. I'm going to tell you something. Right here, right now, I have your back. Glenn has your back. And that matters. And everybody, you know, the other thing I want to say, and I'm kind of going off in a tangent, and we got a minute, but, you know, everybody gets the same deal here. There's not a special deal for this guy, and don't tell anybody about this. And, you know, everybody gets the same deal. And I always, when I'm on those Zooms, I don't want to be a fake. I can't be fake. I tell people all the time, you won't buy me. I am not for sale. This woman's not for sale. I have to believe in what we're doing to stand here right now. I got to believe that Glenn will make EXP better tomorrow than it was today, or I won't be standing here for you.
So we have, you know what, we have built a culture of effort for each other. That picture that you just saw, that was actually me after that first regional rally. I was actually just laying on the stage. I was done. And then the one we put on in November, we did it. It was amazing. And then right after everybody does the group pick, I mean, I literally had to run behind the stage and I just started bawling, crying, because it just took everything I had to do it. But we have a culture of working for each other, being there for each other, and that matters.
Guys, thank y'all for having us. We love Cape Town. I hope this had some impact on y'all. Go get it done. EXP will be the biggest real estate company in South Africa. Come be a part of it. We love you.
We love y'all.